Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So today we're heading all the way back to Legacy to look at a deck that seems like it might be more at home in Modern. This is 4-Color Company, the Legacy Edition, comes to us from Shishimo, who took it to a 5-0 finish in a competitive Legacy League on Magic Online, so congrats to Shishimo on a super sweet deck. A quick reminder before we break down 4-Color Company for Legacy. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So 4-Color Company, built around Collected Company, and this is really a 4-color creature value deck. It just has like all of the best creatures in Legacy jammed together with Collected Companies to find them. So we have so many powerful things we can hit. We have ways to generate a ton of value with our Collected Companies. So the deck looks weird. We don't have too many specific synergies. Instead, we just have a ton of raw power. And we're hoping that if we smash all these powerful things together with Collected Company to generate even more value, that's going to be enough for us to take down a lot of games. So let's look at our various Collected Company hits, and we kind of have them broken down by what they do. So we start off with our ramp cards, and these are only okay Collected Company hits, but they help us get to our Collected Company faster. Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarch, just ramp us into our Collected Companies. Deathrite Shaman is actually just a super powerful creature. It's a mana dork that we don't have in Modern. So good it's banned in Modern. It can be a Birds of Paradise when we want it to, can also be Graveyard Hate, can kill our opponent by draining them out, gain us some incidental life if we need to. So just a Swiss Army knife of abilities, all for 1 mana. So it ramps us into our Coco, also helps us generate value after our Collected Company. But these cards are mostly to get us to our more powerful, more expensive stuff a little bit quicker. So then we have a bunch of disruptive targets for our Collected Company. Spell Queller, you know what that one does. Played in Standard, played in Modern. In Legacy, it counters just about any non-Force of Will card. There's not too many things that cost more than 4 mana that actually see play in the format. So it gets rid of pretty much anything. Reasonable flying body to boot. Thalia is awesome in our deck because we have very, very few non-creatures. So we're not really taxing ourselves at all. And against our opponent's deck, it depends on the matchup a little bit, but there's a ton of value to be had. So many people are brainstorming, pondering, and that's not even to mention combo decks, people trying to storm off where Thalia is just game over if it stays on the battlefield. So just a really solid card to hit off our Collected Companies. And then Leovold taxes our opponent's ability to draw cards, so also shuts down brainstorms, ponders, things like that, and it makes it hard for our opponent to kill our stuff. If they want to target us with a Thoughtseize, we draw a card. If they want to Lightning Bolt our Spell Queller, we draw a card. So it makes it really annoying for our opponent to really deal with us or interact with us in any way. It's just very, very strong in the Legacy format. Then we have some card advantage generating creatures. Shardless Agent, should make it clear right now, not a great hit off Collected Company. Cascade only triggers when we cast it from our hand. So if we just put it into play with our Collected Company, all we're getting is a 2/2, which is not super exciting, so we'd much rather be casting this to get the Cascade trigger, find an extra 2-drop or 1-drop to go along with it, get the 2-for-1 value. Baleful Strix, though, is an excellent Collected Company hit. Draws us a card and takes down just about anything. Delvers, Tarmogoyfs, even Emrakuls. It can kill an Emrakul thanks to Death Touch and having flying, so just a super strong and disruptive creature. And then we have our finishers for our Collected Company targets. True Name Nemesis, amazingly annoying for our opponent to deal with. Protection from a player is pretty close to protection from anything. It's so hard to interact with. It dies to -1/-1 counter effects or RAS, but that's about it. But it's only a 3/1, and while a 3/1 that can attack through anything over and over is a pretty fine clock, when it gets really scary is if we can get an equipment on it, and that's where Stoneforge Mystic comes in. So we can Coco into, let's say, True Name Nemesis plus Stoneforge Mystic, use our Stoneforge Mystic to get our Umezawa's Jitte or a Batterskull, and then put that on our True Name Nemesis, close out the game very quickly, Umezawa's Jitte is best in creature-heavy matchups. Decks like Elves just get wrecked by it because you repeatedly kill their stuff, and it does a lot, and it is a super fast clock because once you get in one hit, you can remove both counters each turn to give it +2/+2, which is +4/+4 total, so you're hitting for 7, which turns True Name Nemesis into a really scary and efficient way to close out the game. And speaking of hitting for 7, Batterskull does the same thing on True Name Nemesis, but it's also gaining us 7 life, so that combination, getting a Batterskull on a True Name, is usually game ending very shortly. We even have our True Name back to block thanks to Vigilance, so this is how we finally close out the game. We can also just win by valuing our opponent out with all of our, just a huge board full of disruptive creatures and just kind of win that way, but these are the most efficient ways to just win. As far as the non-creatures, non-collected companies, not very many to talk about. Swords to Plowshares gives us just a little taste of removal, take down those early Delver of Secrets, Gurmag Anglers, whatever creature seems to be causing trouble. And then Force of Will, really important to not die to combo decks, not die to Storm and Belcher and all the degenerate things that happen in the Legacy format. So make sure we're not dying there while we're trying to flood the board with our creatures. In the mana base, ton of different fetch lands, searching up a bunch of original dual lands, along with just a couple of basic lands, so pretty standard Legacy mana base. In the sideboard, we get a bunch more sweet creature Coco targets. Ethersworn Canonist, awesome against Storm decks. Only casting one spell each turn is just very hard for a deck like Storm to deal with. Meddling Mage deals with decks that really rely on a specific card. Tidal Scholar, also great against control or combo decks. And then we have some Sky Lashers, great against blue decks. If our opponent's countering a lot of our stuff, we can get it in, it has protection. Then we have Fairy Macabre, which isn't great with Coco. I mean, we can Coco into it, and you notice that theme. We have a lot of things that do something, but are also creatures for Coco. So ideally, we'll be discarding our Fairy Macabres to deal with some Dredge cards, reanimation targets, or so forth. But it's fine as something we just hit off Collected Company, get some value, keep attacking. Mirran Crusader, great against decks that can't deal with it. Like, if your opponent's not playing Lightning Bolt or playing Swords to Plowshares, so they're anywhere in the green-black range, it's a super efficient way to close out the game. Orzhov Pontiff gives us a way to deal with a bunch of young Pyromancer tokens or Lingering Souls tokens, and Reclamation Sage for artifacts and enchantments. And that is 4-color company for Legacy. And that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.